Hey guys, Kevincage back with another daily cryptocurrency update. Welcome to the channel. Like and subscribe if you like what you see, and let's get right into the information today. One take, uncut, and pardon any background noise. It might be noisy today. But anyways, XRP Crypto Wolf. So we see here, obviously, the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, has provided the Philippines Central Bank suggestions for the country's cryptocurrency regulations. Now, the question is, how involved and relevant is this for XRP in the XRP ecosystem success? Now they're providing them with technical assistance for crypto assets. Notice we're seeing assets. We're no longer seeing cryptocurrencies anymore. This is the turn of 2020. Pay attention to these trends because I believe they are more so just priming the masses and getting everybody used to it, especially as the regulatory frameworks are maturing. Now, the IMF believes the Philippines may be an important cryptocurrency market, and obviously, because it is one of the key markets, low-hanging fruit, where the friction exists today. They want to reduce these processing in, times and transaction fees, and obviously cryptocurrencies is one of the best ways to do that for anybody that actually understands the technology. Now, right here, his opinion, this is actually huge news considering that Ripple's XRP ODL on-demand liquidity corridor is in the Philippines. Of course, that is one of the biggest corridors with them. Granted, the Mexican peso as well, and then expanding into Australia, Singapore, and various other markets in 2020, which is exciting. Now, the IMF is also close with Ripple, and so it seems like they're helping the Philippines with establishing crypto regs in order to help both Ripple and XRP. And above all, this is not just to help Ripple, even though, yes, they're, loaded with money. This is to really just help the financial system move money in a frictionless manner. So keep that in mind and keep your eyes on the prize and see what's happening, in terms of globalization as a whole. All right, next, XRP underscore Stewart. So Ripple's so far ahead. And just to demonstrate, guys, I know today Ripple is working with, 40 to 50 central banks and the top governments of the world. That is significant. There are not other projects doing this. They are levels beyond, and they've been doing this since 2012. So right here, quote, and this is from 2014, Ripple Labs. Ripple Labs is working with the top 20 banks globally to pilot both domestic and international funds transfer via a distributed ledger. Now, keep in mind, the distributed ledger, the atomic swap technology, not releasing, you're no longer needing intermediaries and third parties. Remember, the money is just held in escrow, in a version of escrow, and then when the receipt shows, the money is released. It is creating a permissionless level playing field, and the banks have had their attention on this for a long time. Do not believe these FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt articles that are spread. It's propaganda. It's to distract people. You have to read between the lines and see what is being adopted and what has been tested on. These POCs, these proof of concepts, have been happening for years before anybody even paid attention to Bitcoin going to thousands of dollars. Right here, I know Dakota Shipley already covered this, but again, also with ACH, the Federal Reserve announcing the same day payments. Something interesting, whether it's RTP real-time payments or real-time settlements. Now, what's interesting is here, both domestic and international. So guys, XRP on a domestic level, I'm skeptical. I don't really think there's a use case. But internationally, cross borders for interoperability as a bridge asset to bridge central bank digital currencies, 100%. To bridge corridors that are hard to reach where there's not much liquidity, 100%. There's a demand, and that is why I am very, very secure with XRP. Now, for me, it's a hero or zero situation where it's, XRP completely fails and goes to zero, or it's going to be worth significantly more than it is today. And there's no point to speculate what price, whether it's, 1, 2, 3, 4 digits. I'm just saying it's a steal, in my opinion. So again, do your own research because I did. All right, right here, Stored XRP, quoting Brad Garlinghouse again, XRP saw nearly 70,000 transactions with an average time of 3.7 seconds, compared to Bitcoin's average transaction time of 2 hours. And just think, anywhere from 8 to, 7 to 8 transactions per second. And keep in mind, XRP typically on the website, they list 1,500 plus transactions per second. Here, scaled to 70,000 transactions. Keep in mind, 3 to 5 seconds for a transaction time rather than 2 hours. That is what, these institutions are all about, is adoption, reducing the processing times, fees. They want scalability, which is, these transactions per second, especially for a model that can work for all of these groups simultaneously on, a permissionless basis without errors and no worries about, a 51% attack or even rolling back the ledger, which you cannot do that on the XRP ledger compared to Bitcoin. And I'm not trying to, diss Bitcoin, but that is just a fact on the technology. Now, keep in mind, Ripple XRP is listed as 1500 plus transactions per second. Why does it say 70K here? Well, keep in mind there's a difference between, off-chain and on-chain with the blockchain. And then Matt Hamilton just coming in again. Ripple, the company, is of course centralized as it is a company, but the tweet above is talking about the performance of the XRP ledger itself. There are various, validators, there are various UNLs, and this is decentralized. It is, in fact, it's more decentralized than Bitcoin if you really want to get granular. But again, yes, it's fast despite being decentralized. Just correcting, I always appreciate him. And this is Hammer Toe on Twitter. All right, right here, XRP Darren, this is relevant. I just want to share this. This guy's one of the top-notch researchers in the community, and obviously always talking about, cutting interest rates. Negative interest rates are coming, and in some cases already here. And he's just, a very smart guy and sharing a bunch of information. Very bullish on XRP, of course. So cutting interest rates, sure, some countries do, but they can't go very far. Below 1%, and people are just going to hold their cash, their fiat, which has a rate of return of 0. These central bank digital currencies are designed for negative interest rates. Guys, I'm in the US. I've even heard Trump talking about negative interest rates, repo lending. They're coming for the everyday people in the banks. You're going to have to pay a small fee for banks to hold your fiat. That makes no sense. And what's going to happen? Potentially, they don't want to scare people with bank runs. So who knows? But again, it's going to be the ultimate robbery, the cashless society. And it's unbelievable. And if you guys think this is, tinfoil hat, I don't know what to tell you. You're going to witness this in the, coming months, if not years. All right, lastly, to finish off, top XRP news for the week. This is HODL style, so thanks for sharing. So I know I've covered this a lot. Binance adds the XRP pair with the euro, of course, and various other currencies, but it's good to see XRP as a base pair. We got the GCB president wants the European banks to develop a cheaper financial system. And at the end of the day, if they have to adopt a decentralized or distributed framework, the bottom line and their main concern that this gentleman or gentlewoman, I believe it's a gentleman, addresses, I was reading earlier, is, cutting transaction times and finding, a more frictionless manner of sending payments to help everyday people and the institutions. It is a win-win. This is the concern, sending value, just like information. Sound familiar? Again, validating XRP's use case, which, FYI, is 7-8 years ahead. All right, European Central Bank releases the working paper about central bank digital currencies in the future financial system, talking about the pros and cons. If you guys wanted to read that, I covered that in the previous video. And then lastly, if you guys want to take this seriously, SBI of Japan hints that XRP to become the official cryptocurrency for the Tokyo Olympics in 2020. That's interesting and fun, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for true utility and adoption. I don't, want to see just t-shirts and, things like that, even though that's good. But come on, guys, I'm being realistic and I'm looking at this from an investment standpoint. So again, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. Be sure to like and share, and I will see you in the next video.